Yo, was Zach for the win? I always attack for the win, and you're watching me, Zach for the win. Woo! Okay, so by popular demand by you guys, based on this picture right here, you guys really wanted me to do a shop update video, so that's what I'm doing today. Okay, so here we are. Welcome to the shop as it currently stands. As you can probably tell, this place is a complete disaster. So basically what I'm going to be doing here today is I'm going to be explaining, my plans for this shop and also for the go-karts that are sitting here, as well as future go-kart plans, because you guys also really wanted me to get back into making go-kart videos. So, maybe we got to do something here. Now, I don't want to sound too obvious here, but priority number one is clean up. This shop is in bad shape. I need to take absolutely everything out, like literally just strip the whole thing out. I need to clean up. I need to use a leaf blower, blow like all these like leaves and stuff, get it all out of here, and then reorganize everything. Definitely, it is a big job, but it is one that really needs to get done. Like, that is literally just priority number one. Like, within the next couple of weeks, I will make damn sure that I do that. What I personally would love to do is I would love to take like all my wheels and like tires and stuff and put them like in the corner over there, like lean the wood up against the wall, like maybe against the back right there. And then I can have the wheels like kind of stacked up like right here, make a nice pile. I think that would be pretty good. And then what I could do is I can perhaps roll this machine and put it right up against right here, have it like right up against the corner. And then I can take this machine and roll it in the back and kind of have it like sideways so that I have this whole area right here to potentially work on another project. That would be great. Now, in terms of go-kart plans, like what I plan to do with these two projects, a lot of people have been asking me about these go-karts, especially the lowrider go-kart, asking me what my plans are. So I'm going to kind of explain them real quick. First of all, this go-kart is here to stay. I'm not taking it apart just yet. I know some people were worried about that, so we are going to keep this thing. I'm not really ready to tear this thing apart because I haven't driven it much at all. But I will. I will drive it. I'm just not going to do it in the dead of winter when it's raining constantly. So hopefully during like the spring and the summer, we can actually take this thing on several rides. Now, in terms of what I'm going to do to upgrade this thing, well, first of all, priority number one is a new clutch. This go-kart really needs a new clutch. I already have a clutch. I just have to get off my ass and change it. I mean, it would literally just be like a 5-minute job, and for some reason, I just haven't done it yet. Something else that I need to do is, the kind of repair, that kind of stuff. Fixing some of the pedals and, just tightening up some of the bolts and stuff like that might have loosened. Another thing that I really want to do is I want to install a floorboard right here, right by where the pedals are. And the reason for that is because whenever you ride this thing around, your shoe is kind of at an angle like this. So what happens is that because this thing is so low, the heel of your shoe is always scraping against the ground. So I would like to put a piece of plywood there to fix that problem. So here's kind of an example of what I'm talking about. And this especially happened with the brakes because you're not obviously pushing on the brake pedal constantly. It's usually the gas pedal right here. So as you can see, my shoe is at an angle like that. And the back of my shoe would be constantly hitting the concrete as I'm like driving around. And it's really annoying. So I would want to fix that problem by putting a little piece of wood right here. Something else I would like to do is kind of redo this like steering lever thing. It's a little long. I would like to shorten it by like the length of like probably right here, and then take the piece that I cut off and put it sideways like this. That way you can grip it like this instead of like this to be a little bit more comfortable in the hands. I would also like to figure out a way to make this thing right here a little bit more rigid because it is still kind of a little bit flimsy. Maybe I could just cut a piece of metal and like put it underneath. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But besides those little nitpicks, this thing performs pretty much generally how I want it to. What I do like about it is that this go-kart has a very stable, low center of gravity feeling. It's nice and wide, so like it doesn't feel like it's going to tip over on me whenever I take a turn. And I also like how it's not insanely fast because I kind of have a bad habit of building go-karts and then making them too, like, just way too ridiculously fast or out of control, and then I don't want to drive them anymore. So I definitely, kind of fixed that with this project. It's just fine-tuning stuff. That's all I really need to do. And now here is the big go-karts. So many people have been asking me to do another video on this thing, and I might be doing that here soon. This thing definitely needs a few upgrades. First of all, I would really like to upgrade the brakes down there. The drum brakes just aren't good enough for this kart. I would love it if they were disc brakes, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get that opportunity. The problem is that this is a custom-made frame that is designed to be partnered with a drum brake. So without a welder, there's really no way I can swap it to a disc brake. I don't know if I just need a different brake band or like a drum. I don't know, but regardless, one of these days, I need to change the brakes because it really needs better ones. I would also like to change this seat. It's got to be padded. I'm sick of this crappy plastic piece of junk. Every time I take a turn on this thing, I'm always like sliding back and forth, and I'm gripping the steering wheel with both hands, holding on for dear life just to stay on this stupid go-kart. Besides those nitpicks, this thing pretty much performs how I would want it to. I'd like to upgrade tires. I would like to, gear it down a little bit, just so it has a little bit more low-end power. Especially the tires. I'm not really a big fan of it. I would love it if they were like the lowrider go-kart. If they were like those slick tires, that would be great. It would be much, much better for driving it on roads. But those are just much larger upgrades, and I'm not really ready to tear apart, the machine that actually works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just leaving it alone for now. Something else that I'd like to point out is I honestly have not driven this thing, like, really at all in, like, the past year and a half. It's kind of unfortunate. It's just getting a bunch of dirt and crap all over it. This is without a doubt the nicest go-kart that I've ever owned and / built, and I never drive it. I have no real excuse for that because every time I drive this thing, I am always completely terrified because the thing is really fast, really touchy, and extremely dangerous. Something else that's really little and stupid is that you could see that I never really went on to putting a kill switch on there, which is not a big deal, but it's something that I would like to do because, again, they have this little tang right here where you can intentionally attach a kill switch, and I never did that. Also, so many of you guys were asking me questions about the frame itself. Where did it come from? Well, this is from a website called Liberty Karts. I will link down there where you can pick up one of these guys. They have a lot of different frame options, and they send you part numbers, and you basically just order the parts and put it together. It's a pretty cool project. Over here in the corner right here, again, you probably can't really see it, but right there is the classic go-kart. I've had a few people ask me if I plan on continuing to build that thing, which, I've been meaning to do it. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I don't know, maybe I'll do it this summer. But first, I would rather get the two main go-kart projects, up and running to where I'd like them to be before I start a new project. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the updates that I have here on the shop. I know it's not super exciting, but, you guys asked me to do this video, and I tried to give in, as much detail as I could without, it being too boring. It's a bit tricky to build go-karts when I now live in a different house than this one now because I have to get a ride over here because I don't own a car, which is a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the go-karts, what you guys would like to see on them, as well as future projects you guys potentially would want me to build as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys watching. Tell your friends, tell your family, let everybody know about me. Zach FGW, stay awesome.